What happens when artificial intelligence becomes more like humans?
Stop deporting Latina baddies.
2025, the age of artificial intelligence, or, as some might argue, the age of artificial idiocracy. While humans may have created the most powerful tool in history, it's still in its infancy. It's very, very dumb infancy, albeit improving at an alarming pace. For example, here's an image of Bob Saget I generated a few years ago using an early version of a program called DALL-E. And here's one created using the latest and greatest AI. While it's still clear the image is fabricated, it's a huge improvement compared to the first iteration. Opinions on AI are a wild mix of optimism and dread. Some see it as a way to eliminate tedious work, making lives easier, while others fear it marks the end of organic art, could eliminate millions of jobs, spread propaganda and lies, and ultimately reshape humanity forever. Still, despite those fears, people everywhere are using AI to churn out some truly unhinged content. Some of it's entertaining and well thought out, some of it is concerning, and some of it is just pure cancer. And that's where this documentary comes in, Italian Brainrot. It's recently come to my attention thanks to one of my educator friends who was introduced to this nightmare by one of their students. And let me tell you, it's one of the most absurd things I have ever seen. But before we figure out what Italian Brainrot is, we first need to talk about what the term brainrot even means.
Brr brr patapim, brr brr patapim, trallallero trallalla, tung 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 sahur.
Brainrot, according to the Oxford Dictionary, which, fun fact, made it their word of the year in 2024, so you know exactly where we are as a society, is the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, often due to consuming trivial or unchallenging material. In layman's terms, brainrot is when your brain kinda starts to shut down from watching too much silly or pointless content that doesn't make you think. Or in Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang, and I apologize ahead of time for what I'm about to say, brainrot is when your neurons hit rage quit from ODing on goofy odd TikToks and AI slop to you're basically a walking L. Oh fuck. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Now, let's use brainrot in a sentence to really hammer the point home. Oh boy, Ryan has been locked in the bathroom for over 30 minutes watching the latest brainrot Quandale Dingle memes. His brain cells are probably deteriorating from all of that
low-quality content.
Interestingly, the term brainrot isn't as modern as you would think. In fact, it dates way back to 1854 in American philosopher Henry David Thoreau's Walden, where he criticized society's tendency to favor simplistic thinking over nuanced ideas, something he saw as a sign of mental decline. Today, the term has evolved to describe a different kind of decline: online content. To put it simply, brainrot is low-effort content with no real value. Content that sometimes doesn't make sense, doesn't make you think, and is just fast-paced nonsense for the sake of nonsense. Brainrot has been around since the dawn of the digital age. I mean, just look at some of YouTube's earliest viral hits, like the old Fred videos. Simple, fast-paced, loud, and often deep-fried. However, brainrot content has really transformed quite a bit in the last few years. To really show how far brainrot has evolved, let's check out some modern examples. First off, we have Quandale Dingle. Quandale Dingle, to put it briefly, is a meme that began as a simple screenshot of a Windows PC login featuring the name with a caption that read, "Who the fuck goofy ass name is this, bruh?" The meme slowly made its rounds before morphing into distorted face overlays, rap TV style clips, and viral copy pasta stories.
Hey fellas, it's Quandale Dingle here. I put perks in Vladimir Putin's drink, and he went to bed for a really long time. I trapped my autistic son's hand in an air fryer.
On the other hand, we have Skibbity Toilet. Skibbity Toilet is a surreal series of videos on YouTube created by a channel known as Da Fuck Boom back in 2023. The series features toilet bowls with human heads that pop up and start singing, fighting these creatures with TV and speaker heads. And it's still going strong to this day. In fact, there's even an alleged movie in the works, with some speculating that Michael Bay could be the director, although Bay later posted a video to Instagram denying any involvement in the creation of a Skibbity Toilet movie. Yeah, pretty goober content, right? Well, in the past few years though, Brainrot has really stepped up its game thanks to the rise of AI programs that are now accessible to pretty much everyone. DALL-E for images, VO for short videos, Suno for music,
I ain't gay, but I do gay stuff. Like f***ing dudes in the back of my truck.
11 Labs for audio, and more. With the addition of platforms like TikTok and YouTube actively promoting fast-paced, in-your-face content, it's easier than ever for an average Joe to create a 5-second video full of AI-generated slop that hooks someone into an endless doom-scrolling cycle. Now, let's be clear, there's absolutely nothing wrong with short-form content when viewed in moderation, even mindless AI content to a certain extent. But unfortunately, Gen Z, my generation, and Gen Alpha seem to be embracing this new meta more and more each and every day, largely because of the quick, fast-paced dopamine rush these videos provide. Unfortunately, this constant stimulation has been cited as one of the main reasons for the decline in younger generations' attention spans. So now that we fully understand what brainrot content is and just how truly awful it can be, let's pinpoint the origins of the latest and certainly questionable trend, Italian brainrot.
Trallallero trallallà smerdo pure nell'aldilà.
The concept of Italian brainrot first began to surface in the fall of 2023, when internet users started taking clips of various interviews featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and overlaying them with AI-generated Italian text-to-speech, making it seem like the footage came from a very bizarre Italian talk show. These AI voiceovers would go off on strange fecal matter-related tangents as well, describing their latest diarrhea as a Nagasaki slide. Needless to say, this was peak brainrot content, but this was only the beginning. One of these Dwayne Johnson AI videos uploaded to YouTube on October 9th, 2023 by a user named The Zano featured a now infamous line,
Trallallero trallallà smerdo pure nell'aldilà.
This line ultimately became the catalyst for what would evolve into full-blown Italian brainrot. Now, from my understanding,
Trallallero trallallà
seemingly has no real meaning in Italian, but the following loosely translates to, I shit, even in the afterlife. How poetic. Not long after, someone took the phrase,
Trallallero trallallà.
fed it into an Italian AI voice generator, and stirred a bit of controversy for good measure. Jump forward to January 2025. While the exact original creator of the meme is difficult to pinpoint, since various sources claim multiple people were involved in the rise of the Italian brainrot movement, Know Your Meme attributes a now banned TikTok user named EasyBurger401 as the one who allegedly introduced this now infamous Italian AI sound clip to the platform.
Trallallero trallallà. Dio e là. Ero con il mio dardo a giocare a Fortnite quando a un punto arriva mia nonna. Ornella lecca.
This sparked a wave of imitation, with users like Andy.Promoxo, who posted a video featuring a stuffed animal, seemingly making the sound before the following creator on screen paired the audio with an AI-generated image of a shark wearing Nike sneakers and a flame explosion overlay, allegedly birthing the first Italian brainrot character.
Trallallero trallallà.
Soon, other creators piled on, and it quickly became obvious that this bizarre audio was Gen Alpha and Gen Z's next hyperfixation, and it absolutely delivered. Yeah, it's a pure stream of mental diarrhea, to say the least. Completely nonsensical from start to finish. Yeah, it makes no sense at all, but that's how we got here, to Italian brainrot. A meme movement, a descent into madness, and somehow a cultural moment that's only growing.
Ballerina cappuccina. Mi.
Italian brainrot is now a full-blown series of AI-generated videos and memes that morph vehicles, animals, and random objects into bizarre characters. These videos are narrated by an Italian AI voice, rhyming their names with deep-fried statements about religion, pop culture, or total nonsense. It's June 2025, and Italian brainrot has evolved into an MCU-style universe full of endless characters in a bottomless pit of lore. Dozens of creators on YouTube and TikTok are jumping on the bandwagon, pumping out brainrot musicals, AI unboxings, movie trailers, origin stories, and whatever else they can squeeze from this meme. And I absolutely despise everything about it. I don't know what I hate more, AI or the people that make this stuff. I mean, sweet Mother Teresa on the hood of a Mercedes-Benz, it's only a matter of time before someone dials up Zack Snyder, of all people, to direct a 3-hour epic about these abominations complete with a director's cut that nobody asked for, by the way. But let's pause for a second. Who are these characters? Well, let's start from ground zero. As previously stated, this is
Trallallero trallallà.
He's a shark wearing 3 Nike sneakers, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. This was the original Italian Brainrot character, but since the concept took off, countless others have been introduced, and trust me, it gets weirder. Thanks to the wonderful world of the internet, we've now got
Tung 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 sahur.
an anthropomorphic piece of wood with bulging eyes, human-like arms and legs, and a baseball bat. But the big twist? He's not even Italian. He's Indonesian. So according to an article by Vulture titled The Italian Brainrot Ren AI Sans Explained by Jennifer Zahn, tung 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 is a onomatopoeia mimicking the sound of a drum, traditionally used to wake people for
Sahur.
the pre-dawn meal during Ramadan. And according to the AI audio featured in the video, if you ignore the drum call 3 times, this freaky little bastard, whose full name by the way is apparently tung 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 tung
Sahur.
will come after you and probably beat the ever-living snot out of you. But as we dive further down this nightmare abyss, we stumble upon other characters like Trippy Troppy, who's a cat and a shrimp mixed together, Cappuccino Assassinino, which is just a coffee cup wearing Naruto attire, Frigo Camilo, what the fuck am I even looking at? This is a fucking camel with 2 legs wearing corporate shoes and a blue hat, with a mini fridge for a torso. I'm having a stroke over here. Then we have Bombardier Crocodilo, which is the head of a crocodile attached to a plane. Echo Cavallo Virtuoso. What the fuck even is this? This is a piano with 2 giant boots and a horse head. What the fuck is this? And then we have Ballerina Cappuccina. Wait. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute here. All right, hold up. Sorry, it's raining out and my dog is like wondering what the hell's happening here. Hi. Would you like to join the video? I drag her out from her hole a little bit. She got her own chair because she's spoiled. Where are you? Where's your head? Look at you. Do you like Italian Brainrot? She's just a little goofy ass. Alright, go back in your hole. I'm sorry for disturbing you. She's having a great time. We also have Trippatrop. Dear God, why? And Blueberry Octopusini. Wait. This one's kind of adorable, I'm not gonna lie. But the rest, good God, throw them out. And there are so many more. So many more. I could go into further detail about the creators, the character backstories, and all of that, but I won't. For 2 very justifiable reasons. First, I'm already getting a tumor just looking at these cursed creations. Like, there really isn't a god, and if there was, he left a long time ago. Just look at this garbage. Second, more of these Italian brainrot monstrosities are being spawned every single day, so there's really no point in trying to name them all since 30 more will pop up within an hour of me posting this video. Hell, here's one I just created 2 seconds ago. I want everybody to meet Percolino Mammutino. He's a woolly mammoth with what was supposed to be a Percocet embedded into his body, but the AI generator just gave him a regular pill. Either way, good God. But with all this wild creativity comes a fair share of backlash and debate. As Italian brainrot spreads, so do the criticisms and concerns about its content and impact.
Matteo!
Of course, with any viral trend or movement, there's always criticisms, controversies, and concerns. The biggest ones surrounding Italian brainrot, from what I've gathered, are the claims that the original audio is Islamophobic, as the text-to-speech essentially insults Allah. There are also accusations that the character Bombardiro Crocodilo is offensive for making light of the current situation in the Middle East, particularly Gaza, with the Italian audio supposedly depicting the character harming kids. There are also claims of stereotyping Italians, and I totally understand that, but personally, as someone with Italian ancestry, I'm not really upset by the AI Italian voice. Like, it's literally just spewing nonsense. Then there's the concern about how this content is affecting younger kids, mainly Gen Alpha and the younger side of Gen Z. People worry it's contributing to doom-scrolling addiction, overloading young brains with junk, and even encouraging kids to scream random AI-generated Italian phrases in public schools, according to the New York Post, with some of those phrases potentially being offensive. And yet, despite all of this, Italian brainrot has only continued to grow, spreading like a wildfire across the globe and consuming every last brain-rotted soul it touches.
Bobrini Coco Cossini.
The way this trend has wrapped the internet in a, as Sleep Token once said, chokehold, is genuinely overwhelming. In fact, there are people literally creating encyclopedias online documenting the characters and their lore. On top of that, people are selling NFTs of these characters, which just makes me want to vomit. YouTubers are milking the trend for all it's worth as well, myself included with this little documentary, with many videos hitting over 1 million views. Someone is even developing an AI-generated anime based on these characters. Needless to say, this trend has gone global, from the US to Indonesia, South Korea, and all over Europe. Even major websites are covering it, calling it dumb, controversial, and everything in between. But the most cursed part? Amazon and Walmart are selling Italian Brainrot merchandise. Coloring books, plushies, figures. Jesus, I kinda want that tongue figure. Can I write that off on my taxes? Man, we are truly living in a brain-dead society. There's even an Italian Brainrot cryptocurrency, which really just makes me want to scream. So why, despite how ridiculous it all is, do people keep buying into it? Literally and figuratively. Beyond the obvious addiction to short-form AI slop, there's something deeper going on here.
No, no.
Most generations see this movement for what it is, pure garbage. But for whatever reason, there are pockets of Gen Z and Gen Alpha who devour this crap like it's crack cocaine. Personally, I believe it's tied to the concept of ironic enjoyment. The idea that if something is so bad it's laughable, then that somehow makes it good. When content doesn't take itself seriously, is horrendous in every way, and everyone knows how ridiculous it is, we still somehow enjoy it. The most obvious example? Tommy Wiseau's The Room. Universally panned for its acting, writing, and literally everything else, yet it became a cult classic because it's so bad, it's good. That kind of content hits the sweet spot. A quick, easy laugh, especially when you're doom-scrolling TikTok and your attention span is fried by short-form junk. Albeit The Room is over an hour long, but still. Honestly, Italian Brainrot reminds me a bit of old Adult Swim. That late-night surreal, mind-bending, uncanny stuff you couldn't look away from even if you wanted to. There's something weirdly magnetic about it. You just want to explore more. Except the big difference between classic Adult Swim art and whatever is happening here is that old Adult Swim content was organized and thought out by actual artists and people with vision, humor, and intention. Italian Brainrot, on the other hand, is the product of clicking a few buttons, letting AI churn out whatever fever dream it spits back, and slapping some chaotic text-to-speech over it. There's no craftsmanship, just a digital assembly line of low-effort absurdity.
Coenini panini. Ciao.
Unfortunately, the more we engage with this kind of content, the more AI-generated slop continues to grow, spreading like mold, infecting algorithms, and polluting the minds of the innocent until their brain cells are nothing but dust. You could call me a hypocrite for making this video and shining a spotlight on something I claim to despise and possibly pushing even more people into the rabbit hole, and honestly, that's totally valid. We're all hypocrites to some degree. But this video isn't about glorifying the trend, it's about dissecting it, holding it under a microscope and asking tough questions like, dear God, why? And is this really the future of the internet? And also, dear God, why? Because Italian Brainrot might not personally threaten my existence, but it absolutely makes me question the direction we're heading, culturally, creatively, and mentally. As Charlie Moist Critical White would probably say, this content is pure dookie diarrhea doo-doo fart. And I genuinely hope nothing worse comes after, but deep down I know the worst is yet to come. Speaking of which, 2 brand new Water on Red, my band, singles are available now. The worst is yet to come and my movement pattern is illegal. Go give them a listen on Spotify and the Water on Red YouTube channel. What began as a Brainrot meme involving Dwayne Johnson and Italian AI audio has morphed into one of the biggest deep-fried and slightly controversial movements since Skibbity Toilet. Countless videos, memes, NFTs, wiki pages, and more are sucking the life out of innocent minds and promoting content that offers zero value. The spread of Italian Brainrot is a phenomenon that future generations will likely study in textbooks, not as a cultural achievement, but as a cautionary tale of how absurdity can spread like a wildfire, or some very dangerous disease like cancer or herpes or, I don't know, being annoying at the grocery store. In the end, Italian Brainrot is more than just a meme. It's a mirror image of where we are as a society. A society that rewards overstimulation, embraces absurdity and chaos, and laughs in the face of quality. It's easy to dismiss this as just another dumb internet trend, and maybe that's all it is, but it also exposes how quickly we as humans consume, regurgitate, and monetize complete nonsense. Not because it's meaningful, but because it's viral and trendy. Whether you love it or hate it, or feel totally indifferent, one thing's for sure. Italian Brainrot isn't going anywhere. And if this is the content that defines our digital age, well, maybe the AI apocalypse already started.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Yeah, Dave. That's not fucking likely, bud. Sorry.
We just didn't notice because we were too busy watching a shark with fucking Nike sneakers getting bullied at school. What is this? Moral of the story? God help us all. It feels amazing to be back on YouTube after 5 months off. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new around here, and comment below. And of course, check out my band Water and Red's brand new singles, The Worst Is Yet to Come, and My Movement Pattern Is Illegal, available on Spotify, Apple Music, the Water and Red YouTube channel, and other digital outlets. Have a fantastic day, everyone. But remember that Italian Brainrot is a disease and you should just stay away from it.